Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this video. This is the epic KOM handicap, the original and still the best on Zwift, from Monday the 6th of February Brisbane time. So we watch roll out and we see now Dean Davies giving the go 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 call. Dean doing some ridiculous interval training at handicap weight tonight, so not relevant for the win. And here we see what is becoming increasingly a frantic start to these races, well above threshold level if you want to be up at the pointy end, and then trying to hold on for the climb to the top of the KOM banner, where the race ends, of course. So over the shoulder of Dino, plenty of ride-ons in the pocket, and it's Danny Matthews who's lit it up early to Bailey, Sardi, Visser, Cochrane, Petchak, Morgan, a newcomer, Rayside, Joel Burns, Smelly's there, Sia Bat, he'll be watching the video with interest, McBrien, Stokes, Tournier, wheelie champion Ben Thorman, Tipper, Heavey, Fantana, Davies we've mentioned, James New. It's a big turnout this week. Kurt Russell, Rowney's there, Peter Kipps joined us, Takeda from Japan, Badams, Mead, Clinton Miller, Martin, Cristianto, Tran, and Clayton Marsland coming back from a spell and possibly struggling under the weight of spuds. So we're after the bridge now. Early skirmishes out of the way. It's Sardi and Matthews up the road. This is Bailey, third on the road for now, to Cochrane, the American. Although, as I say that and we jump forward, Cochrane on terms and overhauling Bailey as Danny Matthews holds on to the lead. And I want you to look at the heart rates as we go through the footage. Heart rates, the telling factor for the TBR handicap events. You've got to know how to go deep into the pain cave if you want to get away with the chocolates in these events, and it's Danny Matthews now. Notice his heart rate, 185, working hard. He's got a couple of seconds to Morgan from Great Britain. He's a new rider, back through the field. This is Joel Burns looking to come back on terms with Tipper and Heavey. Burns, a TBR regular stalwart, instigator online, and he's just coming onto the wheel there of Heavey. No love lost between Burns and Heavey from the Melbourne chapter of TBR. As I say that, Heavey applies some pressure and just moves ahead of Burns by a second or two. These are the little battles that we like to see in the handicaps. So at the castle we like to recap, and that was Morgan just ahead of Danny Matthews, Bailey, Visser and Sardi, then to Andy Cochrane. Sia Bat was after that. So Morgan it is now. Morgan getting ahead of Danny Matthews and riding with unhandicapped rider Turley, who has ridden a few TBR events lately, so we'll shout out to Turley. We'd love to have you back at correct handicap weight. This is Sia Bat trying to get a drafting power up, and at 48 RPMs, looking for any help he can get. We're looking at the field now. We've missed all of them. We're back to Tipper and Burns, and after that Fantana coming through the castle. Peter Kipp, who I think had a dropout earlier but is back. Tournier, James New, Clayton Marsland's made up a ton of positions. So to the front of the race we go now, and this is Morgan, the new rider. When riding your first TBR handicap, it could be your best shot at a win. Perhaps green and a little underestimating on the FTP. There'll be spuds coming for any first timers in the next week. So Morgan out front, then Visser, Bailey together. In 2 and 3, then Cochrane, Sia Bat, Matthews still holding on, and Sardi back through the field. This is Brett Martin with Kurt Russell on his wheel. Simon Heavey, who's managed to get a few seconds on Burns. It was Tipper, Kip, Rayside following after that. But this is Bailey and Visser riding 2 and 3 on the road. The 4 seconds only to the leader. And back to Cochrane and Sardi. Position shuffling around heavily this week If you go out too hard, it is very hard to maintain at the back end of this event. So this is over Morgan's shoulder. Morgan leads it by 15 seconds to Visser, and this is Bailey. So Morgan, Visser and Bailey, 1, 2, 3 on the road. Seabat close after that, then Sardi, Cochrane and Matthews at 192 beats a minute. Absolutely outstanding effort from Danny Matthews. He knows how to go deep. As we go through the field now, familiar riders. Clayton Marsland never giving up with a very high heart rate as well. Tournier 180. Look at the heart rates. 182, 175. Rowney doing nothing. The notable omission. Smelly, Cristianto, Clinton Miller, Davies working hard at intervals. Petchak, Stokes, Thorman even at 150. McBride, your commentator, second to last. And Jason Tran last wheel. So as we shuffle through, and we can see on the right Simon Morgan still extending a comfortable lead of perhaps 15 seconds to Visser and Bailey. There'll be a close finish for 2 and 3. You'd imagine that'd be the podium though at this stage, as the rest of the field just goes through the rollers and we see them. Peter Kipp working hard. I think he's the top weight this week at 162 Ks. Burns working hard. Badams, he's won one of these events before. And I draw your attention to the heart rates again, just working very hard. This is Bailey and Visser. They're giving away 13 seconds as it stands to Morgan. Not an impossible task, but pretty damn close to it. Rating very high here, Morgan, isn't he? Look at him, 112 RPM, 110. Spinning his wheels as Visser just can extend on Bailey. Rob Visser leading the TBR Handicap League due to consistency in turning up and on the podium. But today it's Morgan's ride. Well done, Simon Morgan. That's the win. Rob Visser is going to hold off Bailey. Visser for second and Bailey in his shadows for third. And we'll try and follow, remember, places for 10th. Points down to 10th in the Handicap League. See you, Bat. Fourth, just missing a podium by 1 spot. Sardi after that. Lazaro from the United States, first time riding with us. Andy Cochrane, very consistent lately at 180 beats a minute. Keep an eye on them as they come across the line. Danny Matthews, most aggressive rider of today, surely. Deep into the 190s heart rate. Kurt Russell coming home after that for 300 watts or so, still able to muster at the top of the climb. Martin working hard, we catch our breath, 170 beats for Martin. And James New now working very hard, 800 watts, just prizing a gap on Simon Heavey. That's TBR for you. Mates riding and racing together. Clayton Marsland's made back half the field, great ride. Peter Kipp, likewise, after a technical dropout. Our favourite Irish Australian Fantana just holding off a fast finishing Badams. Tipper after that. It's a good idea if you can put the weight in your title. Lets us know who's handicapped and who isn't. Ooh, out of Malaysia coming home there. Burns, it looks like, with big power, but just Rowney getting the better of him here out of pure spite. That's a hallmark of the Rowney that we know. Big finishes powered by spite. Clinton Miller after that. The smelly Briton. Rayside briefly. Then it's going to be Stokes mounting a big sprint over the top of Davies. 180 beats a minute. Cristianto after that. Warwick Petchak, not his best day today. But I draw your attention now to the battle for last place. This is your commentator in last wheel, giving up 5 seconds to Tran and Thorman. Thorman, of course, best mates now with Peter Sagan. He's a wheelie champion, mountain biker extraordinaire. So Thorman and Tran just now 3 seconds to McBride. McBride closing the gap. I'd say this could easily be the most intriguing finish of the race this week. McBride on terms now. Look at this. Tran, Thorman, McBride riding together. And this is going to be a grandstand finish. While you're on the edge of the seat waiting for this sprint finish to unfold, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We hope to see you back at the rides. And look at this, Thorman leads out early and Jason Tran goes after him. 4 watts per kilo handicap weight. McBride slow to respond, but he does respond now. In kind, 3 watts per kilo handicap weight and 4 now. He gets out of the saddle. I think Thorman might have gone too early. That is a trap when you see the banner. And there he goes. That's Thorman gone last place. McBride working hard at 4 watts per kilo. Looks like Jason Tran's given up. He's coasting to the line at 1.9. His numbers say this could be, it's no exaggeration to say, the best sprint finish we've ever seen at the TBR Handicap. Ben McBride measured to perfection and gets over the top of Jason Tran. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for doing the rides. We'll see you next week.